So, sorry for this chat stuff and everything that I just did. I wanted to thank you for going to watch this video. Well, enjoy it. Now, I gotta get the narrating, of course. This video is supposed to be at least somehow entertained. So it's not just me texting that other guy. Enjoy the video. Right, so he spawned in, and we're going from Dermont to Lesfield. We just need a train, which might be a bit of a problem. So, for the first minutes we've spent being in here. We've spent being like in here and stuff. Yeah, so I've been talking to Rob. Also made some montage about the station and stuff. I have no other clue. So, yeah. Now in this situation, we're waiting. We're waiting and waiting. That's quite annoying, I gotta say. But in these upcoming parts, we won't be so lucky. Like, this time we won't be so lucky to. Now, I'll go explain the rules. So, we can't, walk between stations. We can't be shift running or anything like that. Nothing. We can just be walking. We can be jumping over the platforms or something. I might do something like that by an instant in the upcoming parts. But these minor instant stuff can be excused. But the challenge is that we have to use just these normal trains. We cannot use, we cannot just use random trains that we just want to spawn and anything. We gotta be, don't mind that if you hear some screaming. It's just my game having some troubles with that dog. So don't mind that, but, damn, I forgot what I was. So yeah, that's basically all for the rules, hopefully, I guess. So yeah. Oh yeah, also he is nothing. Oh yeah, I forgot. So it's been starting to set. It's been getting darker. And I hate night because I don't see a single thing. I must said the S word. I might swear on an accident. So disclaimer for everyone who wants kids. Not made for kids. This video is not made for kids. Make it clear to parents. Oh no, I'm not stupid, but your parents cannot let you watch it. So yeah, now we're waiting then for the train, and I have no actual clue what to do next, but yeah. So I just realized I forgot some important parts of the rule. We can't jump in or out into the trains if they are moving. So if we come to the station and a train is there or something, it's going to be way too late, the train will start moving, we cannot just catch it and jump into it. We just can't do that. We have you know what I mean. We just can't do that. So yeah. Now watch me have a conversation with Rob. I don't know, it might be dumb, it might be fun. I have no actual clue, bro. So, after not being supportive at all, I started to be mad at the man that was spamming the trains for the not being people. And that's actually so fucking right, because there were no fucking ass trains. None were spawning. Just like, bro, none were spawning. Just get out of here. Like, yeah, he told that it's true. It's not possible with much people in the game. To be honest, in the list there were like just 5 people. 3 if I include the cameraman, myself, and Robert. So yeah. So we unfortunately then decided to be going to a different server. Yeah. So, well, we going then. So after painfully resetting, we've spawned, and there were like 2 trains. The one was despawned after some time, and this one was just leaving. I was mad, but then I realized that he returned. He was nice. So we jumped on board with me in front in the second coach, basically between Robert on the front coach, and my filmer, well, I mean my alternate account for this, was in the third coach. So we set off. Also, I haven't set the chat for you to see what we were like chatting about and stuff, so you don't get bored, and so you know what actually goes on. No reason, I don't ask. Also, credits to the Instrumental Maniac for these teams, for the Donland Arrows team, and then for these teams that I've decided to put in here for no reason. So you have actually some music. Goodbye, I'll drink myself in a coma. I have no fucking idea what to do next then. Well, I give you info on stuff I know, I'll give you stuff on these when something interesting will happen. Goodbye. And so then we arrived, or at least not arrived, we were close to Baker line. I think that's the name. No, Baker line. Yeah, Baker line. Well, we were stopped right before it. Now there's another rule I forgot to mention. You see, we have to get out, or no, not get on, but when we're trying to get out, we have to be extra platform, so we jump on the platform, because we cannot be walking on the grass. So yeah, then we were just stranded as we started moving again, and then we again stopped for no reason. So we waited, and waited, and waited, and then, sadly, after some time, an unfortunate fate happened. Yep, it despawned. It was tragic to us. Like, that train could have been one of the only hopes we could have gotten to the station, which turned out to be one of the only lucky trains you would be getting on. Or at least, then there would be shit. Maybe one more good train would be there, but still. So we decided to teleport to Baker line, as that's allowed. When that happens, we can teleport to the nearest station, which was Baker line. And for some reason, I had photos. I had some photographing sets of something for no reason. So, yeah, that was a thing. So I've spent talking to Robert and stuff. So yeah, I've talked to Robert and some weird stuff, and stuff happened. We've got some company, we've got lots of stuff. So yeah, sadly there's nothing to be commenting on right now for the sake of gods. Also, I've just realized how long this video is. This video is, for the fucking God's sake, 74 minutes. 74 minutes, that's hour and at least 14 minutes more. I so dearly do apologize for this, I did not notice it. I might not be cutting stuff out though, because then it would be not complete. So I'm really sorry. Also, here's one of the first weird things. This is a fucking and again, after this, I've gotten mad about it. So, what I do, I disable them. Yay! So yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go add some music and stuff. Yeah. So in this meantime, we've left Robert behind. We were meant to get off at Dermont Valley to wait for a train, as we finally got a train to go on. Well, it did not go as planned, because remember as I said about the platform thing? Well, mine coach and the cameraman's coach were not on the platform. But Robert got out. The train then started moving again, and because we cannot jump on it, on that or something, we had to continue all the way to Dermont. So he got stuck at Dermont Valley. Then he arrived with a train going the opposite way. Oh well, meantime we gotta again wait. You can check the chat like always. Music coming on. And I want to really thank to the Instrumental Maniac for these awesome themes. They're really good, I have to say. You know what? Go sub to him. Go sub to him because his themes deserve a subscribe. So yeah. So he came after all. With a B12, he came into view and he entered the station. Then he quickly hurried up to the train. I jumped on and he jumped on, and now we were being held by this boxy white steam engine. Yeah, it's weird, but so what? Yeah, but so now we're going then, and so Alright, so we had a little incident. And, well, his chat box just stopped working. So, yeah. The right engine here. I mean, the engine that was driven is right. Right engine, after all, then stopped, letting the rubber get on board. So, yeah. Then, an unfortunate fate will happen. Really unfortunate fate. This was basically one of these good trains again. It will not end well. Also, I'm running out of songs from the Instrumental Maniac of Thomas and Friends, so I'll be switching to a different one, which you'll be hearing in basically soon when they'll run out completely. Yep, so fucking again, this same fate happened. Now, because we're basically in the middle of the line, and I feel a bit closer to Wooten, we've decided to be going to Wooten and not back to... yeah, that place. I never want to return there, by the way. But, so yeah, we've decided to be going to Wooten. Well, yeah. I don't know other fucking idea what to say more. So, I won't be giving you the team anymore because I removed the rest, so yeah. I've officially run out of his teams that are like this. And I'm serious, I was going to be filming another other ones. Like, yeah, I still have to, but still. So I've decided I'll do something different. Dave Goulder. Yep. Let's go. Mario. Fuck it.
It was 5:30 on a Wednesday morn. The driver and his mate came hurtling out to Loco, shedding a damn great number 8. The fireman wiped his greasy hands, they rolled along the tractor, pick up a gallon of water and a couple of tubs of slack, couple of tubs of slack. They waited till the clock was showing a couple £100. They took it to the turntable and they quickly turned around. But when they went to park her, they made their big mistake, for they left her on a gradient and forgot about the brake, forgot about the brake. It happened when the turntable was only halfway round. The engine wheels began to turn with an ominous rumbling sound. The driver, when he saw the thing, began to scream and spit as the mighty engine hooked its back and plunged into the pit, plunged into the pit. He went to see the foreman, he was quaking at the knees, saying, "Sir, you've got an engine parked at 45 degrees. The foreman turned a ghastly green and grabbed the telephone, then half a bottle of aspirins and he caught the next bus home, caught the next bus home. They fetched the gang from Nottingham and they soon set about. With chains and jacks and dirty words they got the damn thing out. The fireman lost his shovel, now he's sweeping up the coal, and I haven't seen the driver since I think he's on the door, I think he's on the door.
So this made me break the rules of physics class. I'm standing on the rails. I can have to jump onto the platform. Now will come one of the worst failures and disappointments I've made yet, and it's all because of my stupid mind. There came this diesel engine, and which is, so yeah, I reboarded, and there was this guy that actually passed. He wanted to board us, and so we could go to Lesfield, and he was actually in the direction of Lesfield, but this diesel is going towards Canterbury. Yes, you heard me correctly, Canterbury. So, we've boarded that train, thinking it's going to Lesfield. So we've just made that train go, and we've waited for this diesel. Well, then I realized my mistake, and I said, "No, get off." And then it happened. It happened, I realized it. I just missed that train. I was literally heading towards Lesfield. I missed that train. I was going to Lesfield, the station that I need. So yeah, I guess enjoy the rest of the music or something. I have no idea. Oh man, that actually is sad. I think.
Well, good evening everybody, I can see you've no to do. Give me your attention and a tale I'll tell to you. You'll never hear the like again till the cows come out to play. I want you all to hear about the day we run away. Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away. Well, I signed the car at 9 o'clock. His gear was on the tender and his billy was on the plate. But if I'd known that it was Sydney, I'd have gone back home to stay, and they could find another stove before the day we run away. Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away. Well, we tidied up the engine and we took her down the yard. I swear the wheels were threepenny bits, she rattled us so hard. And every joint was blowing steam, I couldn't see for spray. And Sydney got the shovel full when it all got in the way.
Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away.
Oh, we sorted out the wagons and we got them out on time. We got to Green and from the garden started down the line. But we hadn't gone a mile or two and I heard the driver say, I don't think she can hold them, lad, she's going to run away.
Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away.
Well, a coal fell off me shovel in and he cut on the floor. I told him what I thought of him as I raced him to the door. But the speed that we were going, it took me breath away. For sure as hell, if I'd have fell, I'd be shoveling there today.
Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away.
So I wrestled with the tender brake with all my strength and skill. But the wheels they stopped a turning and we skated down the hill. Sydney put her in reverse and I began to pray. And the guard was having a baby on the day we run away.
Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away.
And when we come to the junction I was ready for the shock. We hit the point, she danced about, I hardly dared to look. But Sydney saw the signals, there were green uns all the way. And as we hurtled through the station, well I knew we'd won the day.
Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away.
And when we come to Toten, we were jogging along so slow. They shoved us into the sidings and the fire was nice and low. We fried our bacon on the shovel and the tea was on the way. And we sat and blamed the guard for the day we run away.
Oh, the day, they'll never forget the day. The pension of the pair of us for the day we run away.
Pinwarry Station one Saturday night, the moon it was high in the sky. A weary inspector was lying awake for the very last train to go by. But the engine was stuck, for the load was too great, the driver he wasn't depressed. Take half of them up to the top of the hill, and then we'll come back for the rest. So they shunted them up to the top of the hill, just over the crest at Pinmore. And then they went back for the rest of the train, as they'd done on occasions before. Well, they coupled them up when the message came through, and the driver sat down with a groan. All those wagons we left at the top of Pinmore are running away on their own. Well, those runaway wagons had started to go and the brake couldn't handle the strain. They shot through the station at Pinwarry Dip with the speed of a passenger train. Oh, the rate they were going, it carried them on damn near to the top of the hill. But the gradient won and they came to a stop. For a moment or two they were still. But now that the incline was in the reverse, those wagons were rolling once more, hurtling down to Pinwarry again, and all the way back to Pinmore, where they came to a stop, but it wasn't for long, and soon they were moving again. And somewhere behind them the driver and guard were searching for half of the train. All the wagons go up and the wagons go down, they were doing 10 minutes a trip, till at last they were spent and they came down to rest at the bottom of Pinwarry Dip. But back at the station, still lying awake, the inspector was cursing the light, saying I'm damned if I knew there were so many trains in the best bloody part of the night.
1910, Christmas Eve at Horse Junction. Lights of a passenger train through curtains of wind-driven rain, setting the scene for destruction. Light engines waiting to go, two to Carlisle returning, two others making for Leeds, and a goods train passing at speed, and a one on the table for turning. Well, the northbound passenger's late. The signalman gives her the main line, forgetting the Carlisle men who consider the green is for them, set off for home on the same line. Onlookers rooted to clay, a sound holds every attention. Out of the stormy darkness, the London to Glasgow express, pursuing the Carlisle engine. Hurtling on to Aysgill, the Moorcock tunnel astride her, she bursts out into the night, and straight ahead is the light, slow-moving engines to guide her. A horrified driver looks round to the night trainer rushing upon them. His whistle hangs on the air like the anguish cry of despair, torn from the man who condemned them. Steel hammers hard into steel, carriages crumple to splinters, gas spills onto the flames, and fire takes over the train, travellers strewn among cinders. 1910, Christmas Eve at Horse Junction, lights of a passenger train through curtains of wind-driven rain, setting the scene for destruction.
Well, I've gotten still some songs, but it'll be over that soon. Now, we're getting some luck. Are we? Huh. I think not. Well, so we're getting a train. And it's this fake Scotsman I've been saying. But it's other engine. I realized later today. So yeah, but anyways, we've gotten a luck. There was a second coronation in our blue livery. A nice livery. A really nice livery the engine was in. And so I've wanted to give it a little bit of some, well, nice shot. But anyways, this engine would be finally the one to take us to Lesfield. Finally to Lesfield. Finally out of the station I've been wanting the entire time. I've been needing to out station. Finally, we'll be getting Lesfield. So I've asked if we could go in the direction of Baker Line. Now, he thought I meant to stop at Baker Line, because if I said Lesfield, and he would just stop at Lesfield Central, which I couldn't allow though, because then it would be cheating. So yeah, I even said to stop at every station though, so he should have stopped at Lesfield. But still, he began moving. Although that long luck we had indeed would not last for long. Sadly. Yeah, it's sad. As I said, and I will again, it won't last for long. So we're now heading towards Lesfield. We're turning and everything, and we're talking with him and everything. It's going very nicely. Now you're expecting what could go wrong. What else could go wrong? Simply, because I said probably Belgrade, he made a decision. He thought he wanted him to be going just straight to Belgrade. Well, guess what? He did not go on the platform lines. He did not even stop there. I was so happy that he did not stop there and he completely missed the platforms. Literally, he missed the platforms. Even though if he did stop, we could not get off because of the platform. We were so close. We were so damn close to getting off at Lesfield and ending this challenge. But no, that coronation did not stop and then stopped at the next station, which sadly appears to be Belgrade, like I asked. Honestly, I had no idea it was going to be Belgrade because I forgot. But so we ended up stranded at Belgrade. Similar station to Wootton. So now we're stranded as basically Wootton 2.0. Oh well. As I said, our luck did not last for so long. Well, I guess let's get on for these.
I started as a cleaner back in 1939. I planned to spend my life just working up and down the line, devoted to the company till the driver's seat was mine. I never thought that it would be me downfall. I was working on the night shift with nothing much to do. Got smoked up out of the foreman's sight, well really wouldn't you? And I came across a number 4 just waiting for the crew. And I clambered on the footplate like a driver. I'm the man that put the engine in the chip shop. Wherever I go, me legend follows me. And as I watch the trains go by and lean upon me brush, I know I've made me mark in history. Well, she hadn't got much steam up, so I filled her up with coal, released the brake and opened up the rake to make her roll. But she wouldn't budge an inch, and when I heard the foreman call, I left her where she was and ran for cover. Well, the sun was just appearing when the foreman went his rounds. He was back inside a minute with a troubled sort of frown. He said, I've lost a number 4, have you seen one around? Nearly filled me trousers when he asked me, 'cause I'm the man that put the engine in the chip shop. Wherever I go, me legend follows me. And as I watch the trains go by and lean upon me brush, I know I've made me mark in history. Well, me stoking was impeccable, the steam had risen fast. With the regulator open she began to move at last, and a guard fell off his bicycle when he saw her rolling past, for he couldn't see a fireman or a driver. She took off down the main line going faster by the yard, but the signalman responded to a phone call from the guard, put the signals all at danger, then he cursed himself so hard. There was no one on the footplate who could see them. Well, I'm the man that put the engine in the chip shop. Wherever I go, me legend follows me. And as I watch the trains go by and lean upon me brush, I know I've made me mark on history. She continued on her journey through the morning countryside, collecting sets of crossing gates, she carried them with pride, till at last they set the points to get the runaway inside, and she headed for the buffers at the station. Well, the buffers never stood a chance, she wore them like a crown. A wooden fence, a footbridge and a telegraph pole went down. Then she took to the highway and went on towards the town, but she couldn't bring herself to pass the chip shop. I'm the man that put the engine in the chip shop. Wherever I go, me legend follows me. And as I watch the trains go by and lean upon me brush, I know I've played my part in history. Well, she entered by the side door and there she came to rest. They made her safe and then went off to find the guilty pest. And it wasn't long before they tracked me down, and I confessed to being the man that put the engine in the chip shop. I'm the man that put the engine in the chip shop. Wherever I go, my legend follows me. And as I watch the trains go by and lean upon me brush, I know I've made me mark in history. Smoke in my eyes, soot in my hair, cinders in my shoes. I'm watching the needle falling away and singing the 8th grade blues. Well, we're running late in the sorry state on 8215. She's overdue for boiler work and I can't get her to steam. With 1,000 tons of coal behind and the tender full of slack, me mate sent me to Coventry and he just won't answer back. Well, smoke in my eyes, soot in my hair, cinders in my shoes. I'm watching the needle falling away and singing the 8th grade blues. Now across the cab the driver sits and he's staring straight ahead. He's not spoken to me for 18 months since I started at the shed. He's drawn a line across the cab for each of us to stand, since he found I'd joined the NUR while he was an as-left man. Well, smoke in my eyes, soot in my hair, cinders in my shoes. I'm watching the needle falling away and singing the 8th grade blues. I've fired her thin and piled it in, but still she wouldn't go. When the water dropped, I forced her stop on the main line for a blow. I've smashed the clinker, cleaned the fire, tried every trick I know with the rake and dart, but that old fart blames me for all our woes. Smoke in my eyes, soot in my hair, cinders in my shoes. I'm watching the needle falling away and singing the 8th grade blues. With a 1 in 60 climb ahead and the water out of sight, we'll have to stop and blow her up for the second time tonight. The load comes on the engine and the starter's showing green. I'm looking for a banker, but no bankers to be seen. Just smoke in my eyes, soot in my hair, cinders in my shoes. I'm watching the needle falling away and singing the 8th grade blues. Now the driver comes from Motherwell, his face I can't abide. He only knows full forward gear with the regulator wide. I can't touch his injector and mine is short of breath. I wish his balls would turn to bulldogs and bite the sun to death. Well, smoke in my eyes, soot in my hair, cinders in my shoes. I'm watching the needle falling away and singing the 8th grade blues. Smoke in my eyes, soot in my hair, cinders in my shoes. I'm watching the needle falling away and singing the 8th grade blues.
Or when you're tumbling out of your bed, you don't know if you're dead or alive, and you make your way through the wakening day till you're climbing aboard a Black 5. Well, you're leaving the station behind, and you're shoveling mile after mile, and the kids all wave at the master and slave, and the passengers riding in style. Well, you're up and you're groping for coal, for the fire has blinded your eye. Fill the boiler's need and the fire hole's greed as you blacken the sun and the sky. She goes hammering over the hill, and you're bloody near roasted alive. Like a hound of steel riding runaway wheels, there's a devil astride a black five.
So I have officially run out of these songs too. I've gotten one more song and then I'll try to research some more. I've gotten some that I like and stuff, so yeah, I might have some chances of finding some non-copyrighted and everything, so yeah. But it's been kind of getting good. We've been having at least a bit of luck. There's been lots of trains, we've had some company. Then we've had a train. It passed. I said to Rob that it was useless to say stop. Well, turns out that train had stopped. A train had stopped and started returning to us. Yep, our luck came back. It started returning and we were just starting to wait. Well, yeah. Seems like we'll be coming to the end of this challenge after all. So I'll get mixing. I'll get that song up. And I'll be talking meanwhile it. This is so exciting.
Come on, come on. Come on, you can do it. All right. Dashing through the snow in my rusty Chevrolet. Down the road I go, sliding all the way. I need new piston rings, I need some new snow tires. My car is held together by a piece of chicken wire. Oh, rust and smoke, the heater's broke, the door just flew away.
And now luck get out of the way.
And then I start to break.
Well,
frame is bent, the
he
muffler
took
went, the radio
Robert's
it's
with it.
okay.
Even
Oh, what
behind.
fun it is to drive
The
this
thing
rusty
is that
Chevrolet.
the driver must have thought that only he wants to, and
I
that
went
we were
to the
following him or
IGA
something.
to get some Christmas
Well,
cheer. I just passed up
does
my
that
left front
happen?
tire and it's getting hard to steer.
He laughed
Speeding
and
down the
everything, so
highway,
we were left
right past
behind.
the
It
Nagani
was
cop.
quite hilarious.
I had to drag my swampers
But still,
to
we were
get
kind
the
of
car
mad
to
because
stop.
he was
Oh, rust
going
and
to be at
smoke, the
Lesfield
heaters
and we're
broke,
not.
the door just flew away.
So,
I had a
let's
match to
just
see the dash,
end
and then I
listening
start
to
to
this
pray.
nice
Frame is
little
bent, the
and
muffler
now
went, the radio it's okay. Oh, what fun it is to drive this rusty Chevrolet. Bouncing through the snowdrifts in a big blue cloud of smoke. People laugh as I drive by, I wonder what's the joke. I got to get to Shopko to pick up the layaway, 'cause Santa Claus is coming soon in his big old rusty sleigh. Oh, rust and smoke, the heater's broke, the door just flew away. I light a match to see the dash, and then I start to pray. The frame is bent, the muffler went, the radio it's okay. Oh, what fun it is to drive this rusty Chevrolet. Rust and smoke, the heater's broke, the door just flew away. I light a match to see the dash, and then I start to pray. The frame is bent, the muffler went, the radio it's okay. Oh, what fun it is to drive this rusty Chevrolet.
now by SOO Music, I guess. So then finally after probably like, yes, a train arrived. Yes, a train arrived. Bloody hell yes, we're going to be making it finally. So it stopped, we boarded, and we were ready to head with this Patriot class to Lesfield. Finally to Lesfield. Finally to complete this challenge. Finally to complete everything. Well, this Patriot class might be just lucky. I just wish we do not overshoot like last time. You know, the Wooten, the here, the Belgrade incident that he did not stop. And well, finally it's been a long ride. It's been long. I must say, it's been really long. Really bad long. It's been so long. I'm actually honestly quite tired. As I'm editing this now, I'm even more tired as it's late in the night. But still, we're about to make this. We're about to make it up. Right now, as we're entering the bridge, we're actually sliding onto the platform line. As I see on the right, the terminus, and on the left, the platform, and right in front, the central where we're supposed to stop. I can hear the brakes even screeching as we finally come to a nice stop. We stopped. We jumped out. We're off the train. We're off the train. We're finally off the train. And we're finally at Lesfield Central. We're at Lesfield. We've officially completed this challenge. I have no actual words what to say. We've survived. We're alive. We're here. We're finally over. This 74-minute video is over. It's over finally, y'all. We're so over it. Honestly, if you want to see some more of these challenges, I'll try not to make these long. I really do apologize for it being this long. So, if you want anything like this again, just write in the comments and write what kind of challenge shall we do. So, it's been a bit. And if you're asking about MSR episode 7, it's in the works. We're basically done with the scenes. But there's a complication. I don't know if you know it or not. Probably not. Well, a complication. A friend of mine is on a camp. And he won't be returning till this week. So I need his voice lines. He's voicing Cyan. So yeah. Until we're waiting for him to come back and do the voice lines. Then episode 7 might be out. Well, that's me out. See ya.